So, don't buy an iPad. I bought an iPad when I was in New York last week in the Apple store, the glass box. There was about 1,000 Asian people queuing for the iPhone, new iPhone. But don't buy an iPad for brainstorming. Post-its. Buy Post-its. Post-its cost 75 cents. They're free and they're really, really easy to use. And that's what we're going to do now, okay? We're going to do a brainstorming method just with Post-its. Maybe you like it, maybe you don't, but at least give it a go, okay? So, what are we going to do with the Post-its? For this practical, these are the steps involved in brainstorming with Post-its. The first thing is the brainstorm. You sit down, you have a limited amount of time, 2 minutes, and the objective is to fill the space on the table with Post-its. One idea per Post-it, and you never stop writing. Okay? Even if you're writing tontery, even if you're writing bullshit, stupid things, you must keep filling Post-its with ideas. Don't stop and think. Okay? After you've brainstormed, you then filter. This is a little bit of criticism. You look at the ideas that really are absolutely crazy, and you throw them away, and you have more limited ideas. Then you look at the ideas that you have, and you group them. And always, nearly always, those ideas will form themselves into a limited number of groups, 3 or 4 groups. And when you look at it like that, then you're going to see what your presentation is about. I'm speaking about brainstorming your presentation here, yeah? The area of your presentation. You will see here the main points of your presentation. The main, no, you don't follow. Here.
Brainstorming is something that we usually do when we don't really know what the project is about.
Okay, I'm speaking here.
The presentation is something we do actually when we know exactly what every single step of the project is.
Okay, I'm speaking about you have to make a presentation on a certain topic. You haven't prepared your presentation yet, but you know it has to be about networking in whatever. You have lots of...
So that you worked on whatever, X number of problems that are sort of related to each other. You're going to talk about them.
Yeah.
No, but you don't
No, this
know
is
the initial
about
points.
how we're going to do the presentation.
About how you're going to do the presentation. What's going to go into the presentation? You've been working on a topic. All the idea. What data you have, and do you have an interesting story? Do you have an interesting image? Do you have an interesting result? Do you have everything that's in your head about this presentation on separate Post-its? Yeah. And then you filter, then you group, and now you have the main sections of your presentation. When you're at this stage, you look at each of these groups and you write an argument for each group. Okay? You write an argument for each of these groups, and then you relate those to your core argument. Because sometimes you know you have to make a presentation, but you don't know what your core argument is. This is a way of finding your core argument. Other times you know what your core argument is before you start, and you need to relate them to your core argument. So it works both ways, yeah? It works if you have this in the beginning, or it works if you're finding it difficult to find it. Okay? And then you move into your presentation, and following the structure that we spoke about before lunch, all of these ideas are now into the different sections of your presentation. Each of your main points is your main argument. And each of these, some of these is a nice idea for a photograph, an image, a result, conclusion, anything at all.
This is something we'll never do. I mean, I don't think that any one of us here is making collaborative design presentations.
This isn't for I'm not speaking. This is, you can do this individually on your own too. Individually. I mean, for example, this is the way I do my work. All I'm asking you is for this course. If you've never done this before, try it and see what happens. Because what happens is, I know you say, "Oh, I know, I have it all in my head." What happens with some people, not everybody, is when they're in the brainstorming phase, they think of things they never thought of before, or they think of ways to link things that they never thought of before. Maybe it happens for you, maybe it doesn't. But if it does happen for you, it's a really eureka moment. So